full name is Xi Zhang, and I'm studying urban and BA honors, urban and environmental planning.
And have you just finished your degree?
Yes, I just finished my degree.
So you're awaiting your final results?
I've already got my final
You've
results.
got your final results, and what are they?
First degree, first honors degree.
Very good.
Yes, thank you.
So can you tell us, why did you decide to use the skills team for study support initially?
The reason why I decided to use the skills team is that I needed to develop my English skills at that time when I do my dissertation, especially the English writing skill, because I didn't have much confidence on my English writing.
And what issues did you expect skills tutors would be able to help you with?
I hope that the tutor could teach me how to write English in a local British way, because although I try to avoid using Chinglish, but I can the way I'm using English is not that local.
Oh, okay, yeah. So Chinglish sounds interesting. What's that all about? Tell us more.
Like, because we've got different grammar and the like maybe I don't know how to explain that, but maybe the strong accent and maybe the word you use in different way, because sometimes the Chinese people think the word means this thing, but the English guys think the word means that way.
Yeah, so it could be the context of the word or different nuances according to what you're trying to communicate.
Yeah. So
you came to see a skills tutor asking for help with how to do thematic analysis for your dissertation, didn't you?
Yeah.
So what impact did seeing the tutor have on your work?
I'm really grateful for your help. Thank you very much, because I don't think I can get the first honors degree without your help. At that time, I just got, because I've done several in-depth interviews, because I was doing the qualitative research, and I got the raw data, but I didn't know how to analyze the raw data. So and I didn't get much support from my subject tutor. So I asked help for you.
Yeah. So you came to see me.
Yeah.
So what steps did you then take with your data? How did you then do the work to get to being able to analyse it? What was the process? Can you remember?
Firstly, I interviewed people,
Yeah.
and I got their and I did the transcription and translate, because the interview I've done was with people from different countries. I interviewed Chinese, and I used Chinese Mandarin, I used Chinese Cantonese, and I used English, and I also interviewed German.
Yes.
So,
all did you interview in English or in different languages?
with Chinese, I used Chinese, maybe Chinese Mandarin or Chinese Cantonese, because I did the research about the livability in Hong Kong.
Yeah.
So I used Chinese Cantonese.
Yeah.
And I also used English with English people.
Yeah. So you had lots of interview scripts that you came with, didn't you? You typed everything up, everything people had said.
Yes.
That was your raw data.
Yes,
so
exactly.
What were the stages then that we talked about? Can you remember?
I write the interview down firstly, and translated the Chinese to English, and I start to do the data analysis.
Yeah. You were looking for themes, right?
Yeah.
And the coding.
Yeah, because it is associated with my research topic, because I studied the livability in high-rise and high-density housing in Hong Kong. So I need to know the aspect that related to the livability in high-rise and high-density housing.
Yes.
So I need to get the aspect, get the element.
Yes, out of that raw data. So there were some sub-themes that sat under your main theme that we could identify and then code.
Yes.
So if you hadn't come to study support, what do you think you would have achieved?
Of course, I will finally complete my dissertation and the assessment, but I don't think I can get the very high mark because my supervisor, my subject tutors didn't give me much help about my English writing, but it is basic, but it is important, right?
Yeah.
So,
And what was the feedback on your dissertation about your analysis?
they said it's sorry, it's depth.
Depth, right?
Yeah.
A lot of depth. Yeah.
And my supervisor said, "I'm proud of you, and you deserve this mark."
What characteristics or attitudes in a skills tutor do you find helps with your studies?
Friendliness, helpfulness, efficiency, and patience.
Patience, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
And did you come more than once?
Yes, more than once.
Yeah.
I hope that the tutor could provide me continuous help rather than just answer the question in a short tutorial once, just one time.
Yeah. So we talked about thematic analysis and how to do it. You went away and tried it.
Yes.
You came back and showed me.
Yes.
We talked about what you found, and it was very interesting what you found, I remember. Yeah. And then you went away and did some more. Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
So I feel that you're always beside me, and I can always get help from you.
And does seeing a skills tutor who works in the skills team seem different to seeing your subject tutor? And how is it different?
Of course, the tutors focus on different aspects of my dissertation or other assignment because, for example, my subject tutor thought highly of the quality of my content. Yes, but maybe you and other language tutors pay more attention on my English writing, on the grammar. You will check the spelling mistakes, something like that. Because both of them are important.
Yeah.
But you just focus on different aspects of it.
Yeah. Do you have any tips for students from China studying at Hallam?
First of all, I think most of Chinese students are smart and enthusiastic and willing to study English here. And my advice is that because sometimes it's my personal experience that I'm a little bit shy, and sometimes I don't have enough brave to ask help. But please do that if you do want to get a good mark of your assignment, of your papers. And I know everyone wants to communicate with people who come from the same country and use their own language. And but if it is possible, please speak English to your Chinese classmates, because it's not, you can develop your English in class, and it is not only about developing English, it is also about respecting and show your polite to your tutors and other foreigner students.
So you've been studying here now for some time.
Yeah.
So you must have got a view about conventions in studying at home and in studying in the UK. So what differences have you noticed between studying in China and studying in the UK?
The essential thing is critical analysis. because in China we think highly about the similarity, the generality. Yes,
Yeah.
Generality. Because if you have different or unique ideas, you might be criticized or queried.
Yeah.
Yeah, but in England, it's in the universities in England, it's quite important to do some critical analysis, and you cannot get a good mark if you don't have your personal opinions, your unique ideas. So
So it's okay to challenge, ask questions,
yes,
deconstruct concepts.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes.
Yeah. So have you got any other tips for students wanting to maximise the opportunity to improve their English?
Spend more time in the library and do more communication with local people.
Yeah.
And do more readings. Yeah.
Yeah. And how do you find the local accent in Sheffield? Can you understand it easily?
Yeah, I can understand that because I've been here about 4 years, but I can't understand the accent in Scotland.
Oh, Scotland.
Yeah.
When you went to Edinburgh, didn't you? So that
Yeah.
was difficult.
Yeah, maybe. I'm going to move to Edinburgh this month.
Yeah. Ah, so you might develop a knowledge of Scottish English.
Oh my god. I'm a little bit worried about that.
Yeah.